The Rain Won't Forgive. Part 1. The Cabin in the Mist. Rain tapped steadily on the windshield as Michael drove deeper into the foggy forest road. His wife Sarah sat beside him, flipping through a paper map nervously. In the back seat, their kids, Ethan 11 and Lily 7, were giggling and pointing at raindrops racing down the glass. "What a creepy road," Sarah muttered. "Are you sure this is the right way?" Michael squinted through the fog. "The GPS died 10 minutes ago. We probably took a wrong turn, but we'll find our way, don't worry." But the road only got narrower, trees leaning in like they were whispering secrets. Then, through the mist, they saw it. A wooden cabin, old and dark, with a faint yellow light glowing in the window. "Let's wait out the rain in there," Michael suggested. He pulled over. No one else seemed to be around for miles. The family stepped out, boots squelching in the mud. The air smelled of pine and something else, something metallic and old. The door to the cabin creaked open slowly on its own. Sarah hesitated. "That's not creepy at all." Michael smiled faintly. "Probably just the wind." They stepped inside. The light in the window came from an old oil lantern flickering on a dusty table. The cabin was cold, silent, and too still. A single room with worn furniture, cobwebs in the corners, and one staircase leading up to darkness. Suddenly, a soft thump echoed from upstairs. Lily froze. "Mom, someone's up there." Sarah held her close. "It's just the old wood creaking, sweetie." But Michael was staring at something in the fireplace. A faded photograph, fallen behind the logs. He picked it up, heart skipping a beat. A man, woman, and 2 children stared back. One of the boys looked exactly like Ethan. Before he could speak, the window slammed open. No wind, just cold. Then from the staircase above, soft whispers, children's voices. "They're here to play. Don't let them leave." Michael slowly turned toward the staircase. The whispers had stopped. Silence hung in the cabin like a held breath. Sarah clutched Lily close, her eyes wide with fear. "Ethan, stay close to me," she said. But Ethan wasn't listening. He was staring at the photograph in Michael's hand. "That boy," Ethan whispered. "He looks like me." Michael nodded slowly. "I know, it's unsettling." Suddenly, the oil lantern on the table flickered, then went out. Total darkness. Lily screamed. Michael fumbled for his phone light, turning it back on. The beam cut through the shadows, but the cabin now felt different, colder. The furniture had shifted slightly. The broken chair in the corner was now upright. Did someone move that?" Sarah asked, her voice shaking. "No one touched anything," Michael said. But even as he spoke, footsteps creaked from above. Deliberate, slow. Sarah backed toward the door. "We should leave, now." Michael tried to open it, stuck. He yanked harder, still nothing. Behind them, the staircase groaned. They turned. A shadow stood at the top. Not a person exactly, too tall, limbs too thin, face blurred like smeared paint. It began to descend, each step groaning louder than the last. Whispers returned, dozens of voices now, filling the air like a storm. She never forgives. You shouldn't have come here. We warned the others. Lily was sobbing now, her voice tiny. Mommy, it's looking at me. Michael stepped in front of his family, raising his phone's lights like a shield. The shadow paused. And then all four family members collapsed to the floor, unconscious. The lantern on the table lit itself again, casting a warm yellow glow, and everything went silent, except for one voice, faint and childlike, from the attic. Now they belong to the cabin. The memory that wasn't theirs. Michael's eyes fluttered open. His head pounded. His limbs felt numb. He was lying on the cabin floor and everything looked off. The air had turned a pale, sickly green. The walls were wet, almost breathing. The lantern still burned, but its flame twisted unnaturally, like it was alive. He sat up with a groan. Sarah? Kids? Across the room, Sarah was waking too. Ethan and Lily lay nearby, slowly staring, dazed but unharmed. What the hell happened? Sarah whispered, holding her head. I don't know. We blacked out, or... A loud crack cut him off. The staircase to the attic had split open from the jagged wood above. A small door had appeared where there wasn't one before. It stood ajar. Ethan pointed at it. That wasn't there. Lily clung to her mother. I don't like this place. Mommy, it feels like it's watching us. Michael stood up slowly. Something in his chest told him that door, that attic, held the truth. I'm going up there, he said. Sarah grabbed his arm. Michael, don't. This place isn't... It's not normal. I need to know what this is. Why we're here. Why they want us. He climbed the stairs carefully. Each step felt like walking through a memory, not his own. As he reached the attic door, he heard the faint laugh of a child behind it. He pushed the door open. Inside, the attic was frozen in time. Dust hung in the air like fog. Toys from another century lay scattered on the floor. In the center of the room sat a wooden cradle, rocking on its own. Next to it, a faded journal lay open on a stool. Michael picked it up. They came again last night, said they were cold, said the forest wouldn't let them leave. I see their eyes in the windows now. They miss their mother. They say I look like her. I don't sleep anymore. Michael turned a page. The rain keeps them here. She walks when it pours. The cabin feeds on memories, on families. Soon I won't remember my own name, but I remember hers, Evelyn. Suddenly the cradle stopped rocking. A shadow stood beside it, a small girl in a tattered white dress, skin pale as snow, eyes black as endless night. She stared at Michael, then she smiled. "You came back," she said. Michael stepped back. "I don't know you, but I know you, and I know your son. His name used to be Samuel." Michael's blood froze. She stepped closer. "You were ours once, but you left. The cabin never forgets. And now you're back forever." Suddenly, the attic floor split beneath Michael. He fell down the stairs. Sarah screamed as Michael crashed to the floor from the ceiling, unconscious. But that wasn't the worst part, because Ethan was no longer Ethan. He stood stiffly, smiling, but it was someone else's smile, and from his mouth came the voice of the girl. "You left me in the rain, Daddy." "The rain won't forgive," echoes that stay. They never spoke of the cabin again. Weeks passed. The storm that had trapped them in the forest became just another memory. But something had changed. Ethan was different. He smiled more, too much. He never blinked at the right moments. Sometimes Sarah caught him whispering to someone in his room when he was alone. One night, Michael walked past Ethan's door and paused. The light was off, but he heard two voices. One was Ethan's, the other was a girl. He opened the door. The room was empty. Ethan sat on the bed, staring at the wall. "Who were you talking to?" Michael asked. Ethan turned slowly. "No one," but his eyes said otherwise. One rainy evening, Sarah found an old photograph in Ethan's backpack. It was yellowed, faded, and cold to the touch. The photo showed 4 people: a man, a woman, a boy, and a little girl in white. Sarah dropped it with a gasp, because the boy in the picture wasn't Ethan. It wasn't Michael either. But the faces were familiar. She showed it to Michael. He went pale. "I've seen this before," he whispered, "in the cabin." That night, they dreamed the same dream. They were back in the forest. The cabin was waiting. The rain never stopped, and the voice whispered through the trees, "You left something behind." When they woke, the bed was wet. Not from sweat, but from rainwater. Yet the windows were closed. And from Ethan's room they heard a lullaby, sung in a voice neither of them recognized. The end.